of 2020, a major medical university paid a little over $1 million in ransom fees in order to decrypt their files that were encrypted by uh, a, a hacking group that used the NetWalker initial access. So I want to walk through what we can do to resolve these situations. It's always impossible to be perfect, but I think this is a good use case. This NetWalker team, they had to gain access. They had to make sure all backups of these files didn't exist. They had to move files from one location to another. They had to encrypt them. They had to gain permissions to some of these files. They have to pick and choose which files are the most important. It's a lot of work. This is not something that is done in just 10 minutes. They don't know the system whatsoever. They have to figure out all these things so that when they do say, hey, I want $1 million in Bitcoin, that they actually will get that $1 million in Bitcoin, which quite frankly, for the amount of effort they did, I feel like that's pretty low price right there. But when we talk about compliance, compliance is about looking at all of our data and assuring that we are monitoring everything correctly. What I'm going to show here are a couple of the things that I see. I see the huge value in making sure that we are grabbing all the right data. So this is OpenRMF, a tool that we work very closely with Elastic. And what they do is, their job is, I like to consider it like they're the armor and Elastic makes sure the armor is working. You scan every single server, and OpenRMF does a very good job of letting you know if there are things that you need to do on specific servers. Like, for instance, in this particular one, it's looking at this server right here, and it's saying, hey, by the way, I'm noticing that you're not grabbing all the logs that you should be. It's a configuration issue. So OpenRMF is very good at grabbing those configurations. That armor, making sure the armor is good. Elastic is about, with the RMF dashboards that we built, is about making sure that you're still grabbing that data. The data is actually coming to Elastic, that it is being monitored, that is being reported on. And there are a lot of components in Elastic to make sure that, just very quickly, we can look in the rules. So every single data set that comes in, we have rules. Out of the box, there are 1,500, I think right here, 1,400 rules that you can use to make sure that things are working correctly. But that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about right now is, do you have the data? And this particular dashboard, which we built, is focused on that. Do you have the data? And as we look through some of these components, we'll notice that we have a lot of machine learning. Machine learning is showing us that the data is low at a given point. And that's a big deal when you're talking about compliance. Is usually you're going to get data like this during the day, during the week, it changes. But when it becomes much lower, when it becomes much higher, I want to know. I want to know when that's happening. And that's what this machine learning job is doing, is it's showing me when those odd things are. As I look at this, in the below here, each color is a different server I'm monitoring. Up here is when I'm seeing changes in what it thinks it should be seeing. And you'll notice that the white server, it's pretty consistent. The green server, fairly consistent. But that blue server, it's kind of all over the place. If I focus on just that blue server, it really does match what that machine learning job does. And so now I can assess, focus on just that, and look at simply the logs that are focused on that server and letting me know, is this the data I think I should be getting? I'm getting the data that I'm not getting, letting me know all of that information in one single place. So auditing the audit is essentially what this CCI is. This is CCI 000130, auditing the audit, making sure you're grabbing all the data. And you can tell that this is a constant evolution going back to that healthcare research data. You know, there were so many different areas that data could have been grabbed, and making sure that we are monitoring all of those servers that are being evaluated for that ransomware would let us be able to see the whole holistic picture of everything.